This is part 3 of Session 1 for Camp Shai 2019. The word of introduction, we're going to talk about mitzas beis-din, capital punishment that someone could get from the Great Sanhedrin. For certain averos that a person did, a person theoretically could be liable to be put to death. It's important to note that generally speaking, Sanhedrin didn't put people to death. There's a shita in the Gemara that says that a beis-din that put someone to death more than once in 70 years was considered a murderous beis-din. There were ways that there were 71 great rabbanim sitting on this Sanhedrin, this great court, and they weren't looking to put anyone to death. They were looking to try to get someone out of being put to death. If there were certain crimes that were so severe that they carried the death penalty with it. But again, it's important to understand we generally did not put people to death. It was more of a something to prevent people from doing specific averos. Because it was so severe, people would see, oh, this is such a severe avera that it carries a death penalty, so it would prevent people from committing it. The Torah says that what happens if someone is stoned to death, for example, v'chiyah be'ish chet mishpat maveh, this is in Devarim, Parakov Aleph, Psukim Chav Beis and Chav Gimel. A person had a sin that required the death penalty, v'humas, and they killed him, but talitho salates, they shall hang him on the gallows. Lo sala nivlaso ala eitz, we should not hang his dead body on the tree, on the gallows. Kisat kavor breno bayom hahu, you should have to bury him that day. He killas Elokim taloi, because it is the degradation of Hashem. It's an affront to Hashem that's being hanged. You shall not defile the land that Hashem, your God, has given you as an inheritance. So they would hang up the dead body. Why? To show, the effects. It was to have an effect. Look, if someone does specific averos, they're going to be hanged. They're going to be they're going to be put to death, and then the body was a person who was wicked enough to warrant a death penalty, and this is what happens to the person. They hang the body to show this is what happened, and the Torah is very specific that you still must bury the body the same day. You can't leave it up too long. Rashi explains why. Kikilas Elokim taloi. Rashi explains that it's a degradation of Hashem. That's being hanged. Zilzuzol shel melachu. It's a degradation of the king. She'adam aseh b'demus diokno. A person is created in his image, in Hashem's image. V'Yisrael heim banav, and Klal Yisrael are his children. Mashal. There's a parable. L'shnei achim ta'omim, two twin brothers. Shayudom zelazeh. They were identical twins. They were exactly alike. Echad nasa melech, one became the king. The echad nitpas lelistios v'nisla, and the other one went to a life of crime and thievery, and he was hanged. Kolaro so omer hamelech toli. Whoever saw him hanging after he was hanged said, "Oh look, the king is hanging." So apparently, the reason. They would hang to show this is what happens to a wicked person who deserves a death penalty. They would hang the body, but you can't leave it up too long because it's Hashem's twin brother that's hanging. Kaviyachol, whatever that means. The Rashi is impressing upon us just how exactly alike to Hashem that we are, because Hashem created us like Him. So consider the person that's put to death by the Sanhedrin. Someone did such an avera, and they could not get him out of it. 71 great people could not get him out of the death penalty. And the Torah says you have to preserve his dignity. It's Hashem. It's a twin brother. We're preserving that person's dignity? It's going to compromise the lessons that you can teach. People see this body hanging. They're going to say, oh, that's what happens to someone who does such an avera. I'm not going to do such an avera. The more you can see it, the more you have this tangible example in front of your eyes. You can see it's much more of a preventative measure, but yet no, it's a person's dignity. It looks like you're hanging the king. You can't do that. So the question is, you have to impress. What message are we getting from the parable? You think about it. The more you think about it, the more that you kind of let it, fester in your mind. I don't know if fester is a good word for that, but the more you let it, you think about it, you realize that the Torah really takes this relationship between our being created in Hashem's image very, very seriously, to the point that the parable is, you want to know what it's like? It's like two twin brothers. It's degrading to Hashem to have this Rasha, this wicked person that Beis Din put to death because of a terrible, terrible Aveira, but yet it's not nice to Hashem to have that person's body. That person still is considered a Tzelem Elokim. It's a tremendous, tremendous lesson. So then the question we have to ask is, you are that person. Not you, not that person that was put. I'm saying with everything that we've learned, you're the person. When we talk about Tzelem Elokim, every single person is that Tzelem Elokim, is one created in Hashem's image. So then, are you special according to the Torah? It's a rhetorical question, but obviously the Torah puts tremendous, tremendous stock on us. We mentioned it's not in the sources, but the Alter of Slabodka says that every single person has that ability within them. We're from the prototype of Adam Harishon, of the first man that was created with Hashem's hands. So very often we tend to think Adam did an Avera, he was banished from Gan Eden, he brought the whole world down with him, he brought himself down. The prototype is still there. The human being is still that tremendous, tremendous creation. That creation that Hashem says, look what I did, look what I created. Look, this is the greatest thing that can ever be created. Look what I did. Not the stars, not the sun, not the cosmos, not the ecosystem, not every single animal and how everything works in tandem together. Mankind. This is my creation. This is my twin brother, Hashem says. So we have to kind of examine that a little more and really understand that there's something very special about me. Every person needs to say that. Something very special about me. What does it mean for me in my life?